Fidelity. What's it cost to invest with the Fidelity app?
Start with as little as $1 with no account fees or trade commissions on U.S. stocks and ETFs.
That's music to my ears.
I can only talk.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Sell order assessment fee not included. A limited number of ETFs are subject to a transaction-based service fee of $100. See full list at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And tonight, the exiled crown prince, Reza Pahlavi, saying that atrocities are happening right now in Iran, and that the time for diplomacy may be nearing an end, that it may be time to fully go in and level Iran in many, many ways, at least the regime. Very strong words, because he says that these executions have started again, and clearly the regime is still assassinating its own. Very frightening, chilling words, and certainly President Trump will hear that. Meantime, you also got John Fetterman, Democrat John Fetterman, who seems to be the only voice of reason, if you will. And he is blasting his own party for their foolishness, where they are criticizing President Trump trying to get rid of an evil regime with near access to a nuclear weapon. John Fetterman says, my party is nuts. Take a listen.
It's almost as if, we've forgotten on the Democratic side that the real enemy, the real threat, the real danger is Iran and its proxies too. And, every single Democrat, we want to break Iran. We make sure they never acquire a nuclear bomb as we are approaching that 60 day of the war powers in the law. Iran must be so excited by the American media and the Democratic parties, the way it's like, as long as we can hang on for 60 days, more and more people continue to vote against, the Trump administration to end the Iranian regime. And so why can we be this close and allow them to acquire a nuclear bomb? So that's my real concern.
He gets it. He understands it. And yet the rest of his party just doesn't care. They get it too. They know this is all just one big game, but sadly it is a very, very dangerous game. And some of the rhetoric today, you heard from Senator Elizabeth Warren. She's like, all she talked about is how terrible this is for Trump. Not terrible for the Iranian people. None of that. No, that's not her concern. Her concern is going after Trump derangement syndrome. Here is Pocahontas Elizabeth Warren.
With Iran, there's no timeline on it now. Is that something you support or don't support?
Look, so we now have no timeline on the ceasefire, no timeline on the blockade, and let's face it, no timeline on the war. Donald Trump has painted himself into a corner, and he can't find an exit. We're in a place where before all this started, the Straits of Hormuz were open, everything was moving, right? And now it's all shut down, and Donald Trump is trying to get us to a place we were before he actually started a war. What a mess.
Had he not extended the ceasefire, he said this morning he was prepared to resume bombing. I assume you think this is a better alternative?
Well, the best alternative is to get out of there. And this is the problem. If we had a United States Senate and a United States House of Representatives that were exercising their constitutional responsibilities, remember, it is only Congress that can declare war, we'd have reeled him back in weeks ago. But so far, the United States Senate has voted with the Republicans all saying, no, 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 he can keep right on going. They voted that once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and it'll be up for another vote tomorrow. So I want to see the Senate step up, do its job, and that's say no to Donald Trump.
It's all anti-Trump. That is literally all that matters to her. It is shocking. And her solution is don't go in. Let's just pull out. So I guess we just kind of run with the tail between our legs. I guess that's the only thing that would make Elizabeth Warren happy. I mean, that is just really, really crazy and just a desperate message and naive and stupid and destructive. I mean, I'm really fed up with these Democrats who are out there and they think, okay, we can just kind of make fun of Trump and there's no expense. They are totally going to be used as propaganda by the Iranian regime. And other people around there are going, oh, well, maybe America's not supportive of this war. So if we just can kind of ride this out, then maybe they'll go away because they've got midterms coming up. They've got this coming up. They've got that coming up. You can see where the narrative's going to go. There's no doubt to me of what the narrative is. And then you've got crazy people like Congressman Adam Smith. You got to hear what he had to say on MS Now. I played this for you last night, and I wanted to play it again because it is just so shocking that this guy essentially says he believes Iran more than he believes Donald Trump.
I would think it quite likely that Iran will not show up and negotiate because what they've said about where negotiations are at has turned out to be a lot closer to the truth than anything coming out of the White House.
So you believe Iran over the White House?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way. I would put it exactly the way I just put it.
I wouldn't put it that way, but the way I put it was, yeah, that's how I put it. 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. Let's go to Stan in Forest Hills on line 2. Go ahead, Stan, your thoughts tonight.
I figured you'd pick me after that little.
Yeah,
you put me in just.
What did you think of Adam Smith?
Yes, how are you? First of all, how are
good. I'm good. Now I'm better now that we're hearing from you.
Oh God, what a line of garbage. But okay,
it's true.
Okay.
By the way, Stan,
Right,
hold on. Before you move forward, we love you. We love hearing you know I do.
You love the worst and you love the best. Give me a break.
I love them all. I love them all. It's a lot of love.
A little shot of whiskey will cure you right away.
Yeah, like maybe a lot will cure Trump derangement syndrome from you guys. But go ahead.
Alice in Freakland with her comments made me puke. Know, first of all, I'm happy that they were attacked. I said that to you a week ago.
Yes, I do recall that.
I think what has been but again, this schmuck doesn't shut his mouth. He talks every 10 minutes. It's a war. Keep quiet. Don't say you're going to do this. Don't say we're going to do that. Just keep your mouth shut and let the military. Now, here's the point. Negotiating and then stopping it and then we'll do a ceasefire. That doesn't show affirmative leadership here. All they have to do is beat these guys. Now, you made a point that the former head of the Iran has said that they're killing people and that the United States has to go in. That's what it sounds like. Okay. I agree that there will have to be an invasion by U.S. troops into Iran. I believe it'll have to happen. And waiting is not going to be any. On this, he has to either say yes or no. Remember something. He negotiated the end of the Afghanistan war. Not Biden. He did. So we got out of that one, and we lost that. So I don't know what he's going to do. And I'm a little confused with him. I'm not confused.
Stan, I can't let you get away with a lot of the stuff here. First of all, you talked about him talking too much. He wasn't talking when he sent the B-52s in. Remember, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, fine.
Right. Same thing. Same thing. Even recently, when these latest strikes first started. So I think he knows when to talk and when not to talk. So okay. You seem to think listen. I'm glad he at least speaks to the media and tells the American public what he's thinking. Joe Biden had trouble even getting a word out.
We don't know if he believes what he's thinking. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah, he does. But you believe Joe Biden because he was such a great, really military scion.
He was more on the ball than him. He switches every 10 minutes.
Stan, you have got to be kidding me. You honestly think that Joe Biden was more on it than Trump?
When the war started, He contributed. He worked with Netanyahu, of course. He knew what was going on, of course.
Yeah, and he criticized Netanyahu, and so did Chuck Schumer, which was a disgrace, Stan. They were undermining one of our allies. And wait, and one other thing, Stan, I'll give you a chance. Hold on, Stan, hold on. Hold on, Stan. I will give you a chance to respond. You got to hold on. Let me also tell you, you also brought up Afghanistan. President Trump did talk about the withdrawal from Afghanistan, but he didn't say it had to happen by X date. He said, here's a good way to do it. Biden used the moment before 9/11 for political reasons. That's why he was rushing everybody out, because he couldn't wait to say on 9/11, look what I have done. That was a disgrace. And don't you actually think that Trump was behind that? That was all Joe Biden. And in fact, Joe Biden's military people didn't even want Joe Biden to pull out of Afghanistan. They're the ones who said you should leave some forces there. Maybe we should keep Bagram. And he didn't do either. So that was crazy Joe Biden who decided to do that on his own. That was not following Trump's directives. That's ridiculous. But go ahead, Stan. I'll let you continue.
Well, let's get back to, I think, I have to agree with the former king. I think something's going to have to be done. Or wipe out, as I've said before, I've been pretty consistent. Don't hesitate. Wipe these people out. I'll say it again to you. They have not surrendered. They will not surrender. They're stalling for time. That's a given. He keeps saying, well, we'll give you a little more time. We'll give you a ceasefire. I wouldn't give him nothing.
But guess what he got? Stan, did you hear he got the USS Bush is now in theater now? So
what? So what is that?
My point, it's a carrier group, which I would think is a good thing.
What is he going to do?
My point is he now has 3 carrier groups there. Don't you think that's a little better than 2?
What is he going to do?
Let me see. 2 carrier groups is good. 3 might be better. So
that's fine. So what does that mean, Rita?
Well,
what does that mean?
It means he is locked and loaded. It means he's locked and loaded if he needs to, and you know that, Stan.
If he needs to. Rita, we're already into this thing. I mean, let's be realistic. We're into this thing, okay? There's no way out of it unless we win.
Stan,
and I don't know if he wants
hang
to
on.
win.
You got to stay focused. You're all over the place. What do you think he needs to do? And you said you supported him going in. Do you support him now? And you have to think it's a noble mission, because it absolutely is. And all these other presidents didn't have the cojones to go in. They talked a good game, but never did anything. And in fact, your pal Barack Obama sent $1.7 billion of cash in the middle of the night. He was a big old apologist and propped up the regime. So I assume you have some harsh words for him. Go ahead.
Let's talk about this guy. This is the guy running this show. Okay, now I told you, I'm for what he did and so forth with Iran. I think but finish the job. Don't be half-assed. Do what needs to be done. If he's going to negotiate, he's negotiating. That he's not negotiating. He's giving them. I wouldn't give them nothing. They have to be wiped out. They're not going to surrender, Rita. They don't look like they're going to surrender with this guy. His stalling tactics. Well, we'll give you another 10 days or this or that, or we'll blow up your factory. This, or we'll blow up. Do it. Just do it. You know what, Stan? I actually tend to agree with you on this. And I don't, as Gail was saying, well, she thinks, I agree with you. I actually don't really necessarily think that this is the surrendering type. There may be some. I'm sure there's a lot of defections that are happening. I'm sure there's a lot of rivalries. I'm sure there's a lot of fractures that are happening. But I agree with you. These people are fanatics. And I think at some point, some of the things that he said he was going to do, he's going to have to do. He's going to have to knock him out to kingdom come. And that's just going to have to be the case, because he's got to bring peace to the Middle East and to the rest of the world. And it will not be peaceful if Iran has access to a nuclear weapon. If these leaders are still there, I still think there's a bit more work. And I agree with you on that front. But I do also think President Trump is up to the task. And I'm glad that you at least see that him going in was the right thing to do. Stan, always interesting to hear from you, my friend. We'll talk soon. 1-800-848-9222. And everybody, we will continue right after the break, now that we survived Stan.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
From hidden Mediterranean gems to the wilderness of Antarctica, Silversea invites you to explore the world in greater depth. Venture to over 900 destinations across all 7 continents. On board small ships that set the standard for elite ocean travel. Every journey opens doors to extraordinary discoveries. And wherever you sail, you can expect the same Silversea promise. Unrivaled service, unmatched comfort, and unforgettable memories. Visit silversea.com to learn more.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Selling your car should feel like one less thing on your list, not one more. With Carvana, it is. Just go to Carvana.com, enter your license plate or VIN, and get a real offer down to the penny. No back and forth, no surprises, just an experience you can trust. Like your offer? Accept it. Schedule pickup, and we'll come to you with a check in hand. Your car, your timeline, your terms. Visit Carvana.com to sell your car today. Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
This is the Rita Cosby Show.
And when we come back, we'll also continue talking about Ken Griffin clapping back definitely on Zohran Mamdani, as I mentioned, threatening to pull a major project from New York in response to his crazy video. Also, Hasan Piker coming out with this ridiculous, essentially making excuses for Luigi Mangione. It's like, what of these people? Are they losing their minds? Luigi Mangione, like he's some hero. And then you've got Zohran Mamdani talking about tax, like it's a good thing, driving out people who bring major business to New York, like Ken Griffin. 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. Let's go to Mark in Vermont on line 3. Go ahead, Mark, your thoughts tonight.
I can't believe I'm talking to you. I thank you. I'll make it very short.
No, it's great to hear. By the way, where are you in Vermont?
A town called Bennington.
Oh, beautiful.
I was married 50 years, and my wife, we lived in Princeton, and my wife passed, and I couldn't be in my house anymore because she wasn't on the couch or the chair. I bought this house and on the line, on the computer.
Beautiful. Well, how beautiful that you're there. And I'm sure she's smiling from above. We just have about a minute, Mark, so go ahead.
Okay. Here it goes. I have a poster on top of my mantle of you and John and Rudy Giuliani. You invited us to sit on a dinner with my wife, and that's on my on top of my fireplace.
Oh, Mark, how beautiful. How beautiful. I'm so glad we reconnected.
I live with your station. I live with you since you started. Here's my only question. I heard today that they said that Iran has nowhere else to put the oil. Their tanks are full and their whatever else is full. And if they have to turn it off, then it won't start again. And I'll hang up, and you could just maybe let me know today, tomorrow, whatever, if that's true or not.
Yeah, that's a very, what they're essentially saying is that when it gets overflowed, like there's nowhere for them to move it because they're not allowed to move it elsewhere. And because they don't have the movements you're normally shipping them out. And that the wells, if there can't be pumping and it's moved out and these containers get full, but they can't be moved, it actually kind of caps out.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I'm Livy Dunn, All-American gymnast and Viore athlete. When you travel and train as much as I do, you find happiness where you are. On the mat or on the sand, movement and comfort are essential. That's why I live in Performance Joggers by Viore. Made from DreamKnit fabric that's made of 89% recycled materials. Effortlessly soft and made to move as much as I do. My happiness starts here, in the softest joggers on the planet. Get 20% off your first purchase at vuori.com/Libby. That's VUORI.com/LIVVY. Exclusions apply. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to vuori.com/Libby and discover the full versatility of Vuori clothing. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions.
In business, the best days are when priorities stay on track. The Hartford helps midsize and large companies manage key exposures with insurance and proactive risk solutions, so focus can stay where it belongs. Visit thehartford.com/risk mitigation to learn more.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Looking to see what's happening around your home? Ring's battery doorbell helps you track packages and see who's at your door in real time. The Outdoor Cam Plus protects your yard at night with a wide field of view and clearer Retinal 2K video. Or upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells with Retinal Vision for ultra-clear zoom and detail. Your door, your yard, your home. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more at ring.com now.
Rita Cosby is on.
Well, this isn't good news for New York. Ken Griffin, who, of course, is head of Citadel and has just come out and essentially through his company, they're saying if we move forward with a $6 billion package there for New York, they have a massive Midtown New York City project. It is 350 Park Avenue. It would create 6,000 highly paid construction jobs, also support 15,000 permanent jobs in Midtown New York. And after Zohran Mamdani did that famous ad blasting Ken Griffin for having a second home in New York and wanting to increase taxes on it and singling out Ken Griffin, Ken Griffin's chief operating officer there at Citadel, a guy named Gerald Beeson, in an email that we're just looking at here, is just saying, well, maybe that project may not happen now. And in fact, the COO of Citadel saying it's shameful that he used Ken Griffin's name as an example of those who supposedly aren't carrying their fair share of the burdens associated with New York City's often costly and wasteful spending. And then they also talk about, by the way, that Citadel principals and team members, they've paid nearly $2.3 billion in city and state taxes. And Ken Griffin himself has contributed, get this, $650 million in charitable donations supporting New York City residents. I would say he's a very good citizen and very good individual contributing to New York. And of course, his properties, remember, he moved his company from Chicago down to Florida. And it looks like Zohran Mamdani's trying to drive him out of the second home here. So remember, this is this ad that Zohran Mamdani did about a week ago that has really caused the ire of Ken Griffin and a lot of people, where Zohran Mamdani's bragging about increasing taxes. Like, how great is that? And let's tax him on the second home and drive out people like Ken Griffin as he stood in front of Ken Griffin's home.
When I ran for mayor, I said I was going to tax the rich. Well, today, we're taxing the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we've secured a pied-à-terre tax, the first in New York's history. This is an annual fee on luxury properties worth more than $5 million, whose owners do not live full-time in the city. Like for this penthouse, which hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin bought for $238 million. This pied-à-terre tax is specifically designed for the richest of the rich, those who store their wealth in New York City real estate, but who don't actually live here. But even so, they're able to reap the huge financial rewards of owning property in, dare I say, the greatest city in the world. And most of the time, these units are sitting empty, since again, they don't actually live here. This is a fundamentally unfair system that hurts working New Yorkers. Now, it's coming to an end. This tax will raise at least $500 million directly for the city. It'll help fund things like free childcare, cleaner streets, and safer neighborhoods. As mayor, I believe everyone has a role to play in contributing to our city, and some a little bit more than others. Happy Tax Day, New York.
Isn't that a happy thought? And now Ken Griffin is saying, maybe I won't do my $6 billion project in New York after all, because people like Zohran Mamdani seem to be driving out anybody from New York, especially those who are trying to contribute to the tax base and charitable. I mean, again, as I mentioned, $650 million he alone, Ken Griffin, giving to New York City charities. And lots of jobs. And yet Zohran Mamdani mocking him. Speaking of which, one of Zohran Mamdani's good friends is a guy named Hasan Piker. This is a guy who we see with Zohran Mamdani. We see him also with Senator Chris Murphy. And listen to what he said. This is an incredible statement, guys. He came out, he did a podcast with the New York Times. And in this podcast, he essentially tried to justify why Luigi Mangione killed the UnitedHealthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. I thought this was maybe just misinformation, but no, this is Hasan Piker explaining why maybe it was justified what Luigi Mangione actually did. Reprehensible, but here it is.
Engels wrote about the concept of social murder. And Brian Thompson, as the UnitedHealthcare CEO, was engaging in a tremendous amount of social murder, the systematized forms of violence, the structural violence of poverty, the for-profit paywalled system of healthcare in this country. And the consequences of that are tremendous amounts of pain, tremendous amounts of violence, tremendous amounts of deaths. And that was a fascinating story for me, because Americans are very draconian about crime and punishment. They're very black and white on this issue. And yet, because of the pervasive pain that the private healthcare system had created for the average American, I saw so many people immediately understand why this death had taken place.
No, they didn't. You have a screw loose if you think it's okay why this death took place. Luigi Mangione, who killed the father of many kids, also a husband, and the CEO of UnitedHealthcare in cold blood. People have lost their minds. Well, healthcare is a big issue. And our next guest understands just the fight all too well that she had to go through herself. And she overcame some incredible, incredible odds. Our next guest is one of the greatest journalists out there. She has interviewed the who's who of the world, but she has just accomplished what I think is her biggest accomplishment by far, beating cancer, and has an amazing event where she's going to have some of the best golfers by far in the world and many, many others coming out to support her. She's one of the most extraordinary people out there. And joining us now is the great journalist, superb interviewer, my friend Daphne Barak. Daphne, it's great to have you here, and you got to share with us your huge event that's coming up this Saturday, DP World Tournament, and the who's who will be out there.
And again, Rita, I'm so devastated you're not coming, because you're one of my best friends in the world, and I admire you, and I would love you to be here. Right?
Oh, and I'm so sad to miss it, my friend. But you know I will be there in spirit.
I know, absolutely. So, first of all, I want to share with you and your audience that I'm nominated to be the #1 journalist in the world for 2025.
Wow.
I'm nominated for 3 categories: Best Scoop, Best Investigation, Best Journalist with the Daily Mail and Rupert Murdoch's papers. And then 2 weeks later, after Bill and I traveling with Don Jr. to Switzerland. I have to go back to London. The ceremony is in London, May 21st. It's a very prestigious press award annually.
Congrats.
And then I have to go back to London because after I'm going with Don Jr. and Bill to Switzerland, I am nominated for the best documentary with Paramount. And it's all for the same thing that I did the biggest scoop for the decade. I brought Prince Andrew down. So whatever. But
by the way, don't say whatever. I'm going to stop you right there because that was an enormous scoop. It was a game changer. And I can't think of a story that really, it's one of the biggest stories by far, not just of the last year or two, but just really, with the Epstein files and all of that. So bravo, because that takes a lot of work.
But I just tell you, Rita, because we are close friends and you knew about my cancer battle, I came back from cancer. I mean, after the whole preventive chemo and immune from August 2025. September 2025, a few weeks later, I brought down Sarah Ferguson, exposing that she lied, that she cut any connection with Jeffrey Epstein. And she said, "Oh, dear Jeffrey, my supreme friend, I just wanted to basically save my children book and children's charities." I mean, this is what she said to a pedophile. The next day, Sunday, we got with Daily Mail, The Sun. The next day, all charities disown their plus King Charles and everything. They call me, how many more emails you have? I said 150. They knew. And 4 weeks later, we brought Prince Andrew down when he said, we ended this together after he said that he cut any connection with a communication with Jeffrey Epstein. And he just said, we ended this together and please let's play more. And that was 2 months after he said that he never text message him or email him anymore. So we knew the 150.
So I want to fast forward though to you. Because you spend your time talking about everybody else. I want to talk about you because you have a big event this Saturday.
Exactly. So, so as I said, for me, if I win this award, it's all the bets are on me, but I don't care because whatever. But I would dedicate it for cancer. So if I can beat it, you can beat it too. Basically, I was diagnosed with cancer in December 2023. I started my cancer charity with UCSD, which saved my life and saving so many others. And it became so fast. And Bobby Kennedy is the secretary of AJGS. It's the only charity he's headlining with Cheryl Hines, which are the best friends we can have. He was actually a night before I was operated for cancer at my hotel with flowers and everything, not sending flowers himself.
Wow.
Driving all the way, Rita, from Brentwood to San Diego.
We love you. We love you, Daphne.
And we love you back, that I would never forget that. So when Caroline Kennedy was trying to badmouth him, I said, well, Caroline, this is a true friend. And Bobby always say, Daphne is the best friend anybody can have, but I say back, Bobby is the best friend anybody could have. The same thing about Cheryl. And so basically we are doing the golf. So we have been doing the best cancer galas, everything. But DP World, which is the biggest sponsor of PGA Europe, like you have FedEx, which is the biggest sponsor of PGA America. I introduced them to Donald Trump on September when was the Ryder Cup, which PGA Europe did win. They pay $1 billion a year for all these events. They're putting $500,000 for my event tomorrow, this weekend. And it's also by cancer charity, amazing people. They're a huge sponsor of my cancer charity. I'm very grateful. And we have Nick Faldo, 6 times winner of the Ryder Cup, 3 times winner of the Masters, coming tomorrow for dinner and headlining it on Saturday. We have Caitlyn Jenner. We have huge celebrities like Billy Zane and others. I don't want any celebrities that don't golf, so we have golfers. And by the way, Rita, do you golf? Because I don't, but I took 9 lessons, and I'm not going to golf on Saturday, but I'm going to be around, and they were also DP World is very generous to do clinics to people who don't golf and just train them.
I've golfed, but I could use a lot of clinics. Put it that way. I don't golf that much.
Like you. Exactly. I'm like you. Like I started to golf. I got very addicted. It's very nice.
It is.
But
it's great.
of course, but we have the big pro golfers, and I'm very, very happy. And it's all for cancer charity with UCSD. My cancer is www.gamechangersevents.org or www.meha, MEHA,
Meha.
I forgot.
Meha. We'll go to the
Meha.
Game Changers. We'll go to the Game Changers
events, whatever.
Yep.
Exactly. But
Daphne?
Meha is standing is for make everyone healthy again. Not only America. We love America. We're very patriotic. But I want everybody in the world to be healthy because, cancer doesn't have borders. It goes all over. And we really want everybody to be healthy.
Well, that's why, Daphne, I am so happy that you're here. This is so fantastic. And I can't think of somebody more special and more inspiring than you. First of all, I'm glad you're getting all the awards, but you get the award for life, for being a survivor and inspiring so many people, my friend. And everybody, be sure to check out Daphne's great event, however you want to help, however you want to play a role. There are so many ways to do it. And you can even learn golf at one of the clinics there in the process, too. Daphne, we love you. Thank you so much and have a great, great event on Saturday. It's wonderful to talk to you, my friend. Thank you so much.
We love you so much, and we need you here next time.
That's a deal. That's a deal. I can't wait to be there, and I'll see you on the golf course. Love you, Daphne. Thank you very much. The great Daphne Barak. And everybody, I'll take your calls real quick. 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. Let's go to Sandra in New Jersey on line 4. Sandra, your thoughts. Go ahead real quick on line 4. Go ahead.
Real quick. Thank you, Rita. I was thinking about Elizabeth Warren. She's really wrong to think we should pull out now. It's like we have stirred the beehive. Whether we like it or not, we did. And the bees are very, very angry, and we should pull out now. We have to end this the way we want it. We want to end it where they have no weapons and they agree to a normal country, like a peaceful country. But the problem with that, Rita, is I think they're so dysfunctional. I don't think they'd be happy if things were peaceful and normal because they're not normal.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They are not normal people. You're right. But I agree with you. We can't do it halfway. You got to do it right. 100%. Sandra, you're a great patriotic American. That's why we always love hearing from you. And everybody now support our heroes.
The Rita Cosby Show presents Support Our Heroes.
And everybody, this is the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Support Our Heroes segment with a very powerful story from Happy Valley, Oregon, where 6 of Oregon's esteemed veterans were inducted into the Hall of Fame with a very formal ceremony, many of them from different generations, but all of them sharing a very powerful story of what it means to give back. As the last of the 6 inductees, Lieutenant General Daniel R. Hawkinson acknowledged that both veterans have worn the nation's uniform and those currently serving. He served as the 29th Chief of the National Guard Bureau and also a member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, serving as a military advisor to the President, to the Secretary of Defense, the National Security Council, and all matters pertaining to the National Guard. He said, I look at the example that each of us sets, and I go back to whether someone served or not. That's not important in how we conduct ourselves. What is important is what we do, what we mean to the next generation. That's why today's event is so important, that we carry on the message of service and also sacrifice. How beautiful to hear that. And everybody, all it takes is just $11 a month to make a huge difference. Donate $11 a month to the incredible Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Be sure to check them out at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
This episode is brought to you by MGM Plus. From and its Horrors returns for season 4, centered around a town that traps all those who enter. Terrifying creatures that come out at night. Horrors some wished had stayed buried. Where desperate hope leads to darker truths. Dangerous new arrivals, a sinister figure, a shocking revelation. New episodes of From, Sundays on MGM Plus. Some doors should remain closed.
America's yours to explore. Visit your Chevrolet Certified Service Center for their buy 3, get 1 for $1 offer on select tires with installation. Plus, earn stackable rebates so you can travel with confidence in your Chevrolet. Visit Chevrolet.com/service offers to learn more. At participating U.S. GM dealers only. Highest or equal value tire will be $1. Not available with other offers. See dealer for full details. Offer ends May 31st, 2026.
Tecovas is the go-to for premium, handcrafted Western boots. Stop by any store location for a warm welcome, a cold drink in hand, and a truly one-of-a-kind shopping experience. Let our friendly staff help you find your new go-to boots, whether your first pair or your 50th. Finish things off with a complimentary boot brand to make them extra special. Come for the boots, stay for the good times. Tecovas, forever West.
It's the Rita Cosby Show.
And by the way, also, there are some different union groups that are very upset with Zohran Mamdani. I guess they believe he's not going far left enough, if you can believe that. They're saying, no, he promised he was going to do X, X, and X, and he hasn't done it yet. They think he's kind of caving. Are you kidding me? Maybe you should talk to Ken Griffin and his team that are saying Zohran Mamdani essentially has now put a $6 billion project in jeopardy after he used a video ad mocking Ken Griffin and showing his home and saying, people like this, like scolding him. How is scolding people who donate and give back so much helpful to any state in terms of taxes? It's not. That's a big hint, Zohran Mamdani. Let's go real quick to Norm in Brooklyn on line 3. Go ahead, Norm.
Yeah, hi, Rita. Yeah, Hasan Piker. Yeah, this clown. Yeah, the more outrageous statements he makes, I feel, the more he delegitimizes himself. However, at Union Square Park, there's a vendor who sells free Luigi Mangione T-shirts. I've seen him there a couple of times. So there is a market for this psycho, apparently.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And let's not forget, Norm, too, like every time Luigi has shown up in court, it's like these little schoolgirls out there like, Luigi's so cute. Are you kidding me? When I look at him, I see a cold-blooded killer, a guy who clearly has a screw loose. And Hasan Piker, shame on him for trying to justify Luigi's actions. Boy, oh boy. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for listening to The Rita Cosby Show. You can hear The Rita Cosby Show weeknights at 10 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?